Polish till you shine. Today, I must admit that it's one of a very humbling moment for me because I'm about to interview legend. I don't know if I should attach legend. I mean, in Ghana, when they start calling you legend, I mean, they want to retire you. But I mean, this man has paid his dues with regards to the entertainment industry. Started watching him on Foresight TV. He's interviewed legends. I mean, from Sack to Stone, almost all the big artists across the continent, and I'm super humbled. Born July 27th. I was born in 27th March, and so 27th. I mean, I think that numbers are very powerful. I understand the reason why. I mean, he inspired me so much to be where I am today. The name is John Foley, J. Foley, Ghanaian radio and TV personality. Super humbled to have him on the conversation. We're going to talk about a whole lot of things in the industry and his personal life. How you doing, Jay?
Kobby.
I can't believe I am here to interview you. I mean, when I was a young boy, junior high school, senior high school, watching you on Foresight TV, I never dreamt of. I mean, I never, like one day I'll sit close to you to interview you. Never.
It's an honor, Chad.
Never. How are you doing in the family?
Yeah, we're good. Family's good. Personal life is good.
Your wife is not in Ghana?
No. She doesn't live in Ghana.
So how do you balance work? Your wife living abroad. I mean, people, especially young guys, we hate distance relationships.
I don't see myself having a distance relationship. I'm with my family all the time. I mean, I travel to see them a lot. They come by a lot. Yeah. But I mean, eventually we'll settle together. Yeah.
Great. Now let's move straight into business. What's your background in regards to media in Ghana?
Well, I was just fortunate to have got attached to one of the legends, Ham of the Last Two. So when I finished SS, that was 2001. I remember those times the boys would all come and hang out at Frankie's on the Oxford Street, chill, brunchies, all those joints those times. And then I think I shared a lot of interest in Obrafo's Paimuka album. I love the production very much, so I decided to find out who did it. So I got in touch with Ham of the Last Two, and I mean, he accommodated me very well, very, very well. Took me in because I was very interested in wanting to learn how to make beats. Hammer will tell you that side of the story that, he actually even called my parents and told my parents that, your son is very much interested in making beats, so he wants to take me on. So Hammer took me like his little man. I was with him every day. He took me through made me understand the world of beat production, making beats at that time, Hash Hash Studios. Through Hammer, I got to know a lot of the artists at that time, those who were in the making, like the Padrogos, the Tiny's. That time, Tiny didn't even come out with his album yet, his first album. Kwakese, I saw all of them, Boli, all of them. I saw their making, as artists, and it was a good introduction for me. We all became very good friends, and that's what started my media journey. Because I used to make beats. And then it was through that one thing to another, I don't know if you want me to give the details, but one thing to another, and then it finally got me to where I am.
Now, briefly, let's switch back to your background in regards to education. Your junior high school, senior high school, and tertiary.
So I went to Bishop Bauer School, primary school, around Hollywood, and then I finished and went to Motown, at Chimoto School, where I studied visual arts. Did my 3-year visual art course, and then from there I applied for Kyei University. Where I was given integrated rural arts and industry, so I majored in ceramics, yeah. But throughout my 4 year in tech, I keep saying that it's the school teaches you to take care of yourself, So regardless me having interest in ceramics, I still had a lot of interest in music. So I was my passions were two. Ceramics, textiles, and then so ceramics stroke textiles, that was one side, and then music. But I think I took the music a bit more. So it was my latter part in my final year at Kyei University is when I chanced upon doing voiceovers through a lady called Cynthia. She works with Hollard Insurance now. Cynthia introduced me to radio commercials, and I found much love for it. When I came from Kyei University, I established my studio. I teamed up with Jeremy and Wolf at that time. So he was on Foresight TV. So we're all, doing voiceovers. EL came to join us as well. So whilst EL was with us, EL was making beats and doing some voiceovers as well. And then who else joined us? Yeah, I mean, I had likes of Trigmatic and Edem who were friends from long, long ago who would also come by and record music, play beats. That was our life every day. And like I said, again, one thing to listen.
Great. Now, a few days ago, I posted on my timeline about, advising the youth to find a side hustle. It being that in our setting, in education setting, we find it that people go to tertiary to do different courses, but then they have passion, and so right after school, it becomes very difficult for them. And so I said that once you enter into tertiary, regardless of the subject that you are reading, you need to find a side hustle. In your case, you never did any related course with regards to music and all that. Look at where you are.
Yeah.
So what advice or what do you think will be done? I don't know whether it's from the education point of view or we as people, if we enter into tertiary, what should we do?
Well, I cannot speak on behalf of Ghana Education Service and how the curriculum should be designed. But I do believe that as time goes on, personally, my opinion is that we should also evolve with the generation and how things are. So probably right from the onset in our primary education, we should start incorporating certain subjects that allow you to think. I've always said that allow you to think, so that when you get to those stages where you have to, there's straitjacket courses like you're doing math or science, or there's always a fine line between those things, and that's where our passion comes in.
Exactly.
So I would say that for when you get into such institutions, yes, do follow what you are supposed to. Maybe you are studying engineering. That's like a major, but don't neglect your passion, because the world that we've entered now is like some 3D, 4D world now.
True.
So have time for the passion as well. You don't be over focused on it, because sometimes passion meets business, and you can pick that business sense from school. So you can't downplay what exactly the school offers you. Focus on that one as well, but also just have the side hustle just in case.
But will you also want to touch on the theory side of our educational system, where there's a lot of theories?
Oh yeah, no, but it depends on where you sit, and this is because I did visual arts, and my course was
more of a practical.
It was practical. It was over practical.
But generally,
you
wouldn't understand.
Yeah, it's lack of resources that probably some institutions might have. That doesn't give us a chance to be able to get very practical with the things we do. But that challenge or that headache is a huge conversation that the whole educational system must look at. But like I'm saying, that I feel that the education system must incorporate certain new I won't say courses, but new subjects that touch on critical thinking. That will build you to think, so that when you're making informed choices. Because when I was going to SS, for example, I was fortunate to have had people to school me on how to select your courses. But hey, is everybody going to get that chance? Maybe not. So I think incorporating critical thinking would be ideal.
But were your parents also in support with, what you were coming to regard to the music and the voiceovers?
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
100%. It's necessary. It was very necessary, because I also had to prove to them that what I was doing, I could see, I had a vision in there. So they were very supportive of it. Extremely.
Now, recently you posted a picture of yourself and Jeremy. In retrospect, it's awakening some spirit. It's awakening some of us to
Yeah.
We don't even have to wait for Jay to even post these pictures.
No.
We need to celebrate Jay and Jeremy, and because those time, Tribe, TVJ, Foley and Jeremy, that connection. Now, looking back, how you started with entertainment, discussion, and all those things, and now, what has been your biggest motivation?
Kobby, it's that it will be better. That is what I work with, that it will be better. That this is not, so far as it's not the end, then it's not, if it's not better, then it's not the end. Jeremy and I we know, maybe at that time we didn't really see it because we were also young. Look, I was after university, so you're talking like 21. I was 21 when I started doing television.
Wow.
Young, naive. Ignis Foresight gave us a certain direction, put us on a huge platform.
Energetic.
We didn't even see how big it was. Like, yo, we were just passionate. You know, we just go and do our things, shoot on a Friday or a Thursday and go home and watch it on Saturday. People will say, hey, Chen, I saw you on TV. I don't even see it. I never, like, I was never ever showed as high, or even Jeremy herself. Nah, never. We never saw it like that. You know, we were young and very naive, and I think we made an impact. It's now that I'm seeing that we made a huge impact on television, and a lot of people I see presenters, you know, from that time till now, when they talk or they act, even shows and how it's edited and all, I see that whole foresight vibe in there, and that tells me that, you know, there was an impact that was made.
So I mean, will you admit you've influenced a lot of generation, especially with the young guys?
Yes, I think I should boldly say that. That there was we've left a certain impact on a lot of young people who have now also become presenters. You know, we started doing this. I was seeing Eddie Blade on Smash TV. You know, when I was looking forward to be like Eddie
Kwame Fachi,
and yeah, these were the guys who started that whole conversation on that whole urban television show. And Jay and Jeremy just came to add their touch. You know, we were just normal kids who it's not like we had some training, but you know, Ignis and the way he does his things also impacted us. Plus our level of creativity, innovation also added to. So it was
during that time, was that support system for you guys in regards to the media people and the whole industry? Looking back, do you think that there was a support system for that? I mean, so let's dig more into the industry conversation.
When you say support, in terms
of where you were working, as in to really push you to the next level. Because if I'm working with Jay Foley, I expect him to also empower me to get to the next stage of my life, so that Jay will look back and say, yo, even though I gave opportunity to Kobby, I was able to push him to the next level. Did you get that support system?
I'll tone it down to foresight. Ignis liked Jay Foley and Jeremy a lot. So he always tried to look for opportunities for us, and he always tried to grow us. So at the studio, regardless how challenging, maybe financially, because we didn't have sponsorship and all those things, we still tried to build opportunities for ourselves there. Outside Foresight TV, I'd say that it was a bit difficult because I always ask myself, so if I take this media thing on as a career, I don't see promotions and growth in it, like how if I work in a bank, you know, maybe I'm a teller, I go to back office and I don't see it. So it was questionable, and sometimes it made us feel like we were lost. You know, sometimes we felt like we were lost because I'm saying, I mean, look, I'm just a presenter, I come and do the show and go home. Then what next? You have to wait till some company calls you for an endorsement. You know, you have to hope, but it shouldn't be built on hope. It should be built on, you've done 5 years on radio, you deserve this. This is what it's going to give you from then on. But that's the hard truth, you know. So it was scary. There was no system in place. I don't even see it in present day, because if you're a TV presenter, what's your future?
So quickly, I mean, a lot of the youth after the media schools and all those after even tech who have passions going to radio, the fun of it to be on television and all that. What advice will you give to the young guys who are so desperate to be on TV and on radio?
Don't be fame driven. Fame shouldn't be the reason why you want to get on television. That is wrong. The second you have that in your mind, you have limited your growth. When you put fame in there, it has to be just your genuine passion to communicate. It just has to be that you want to share, you want to be able to, through you, become a medium to share information. But the second you put fame before that, you limit your own foresight, you limit your own growth. You are so fame centered that it affects your lifestyle, and you see who you are not cannot last, because you will put on a certain jacket of you want to please the people will demand, the fans will demand from you. But can you sustain that? But when you are yourself, you know, you live. I mean, I was a club person, I don't go to clubbing. Ignis will literally force us to go to the club and, you know, get ourselves with the program. But we're natural. It was natural. So don't put fame before, just put passion first. Passion to communicate, and that's what we do.
Now, let me use this opportunity to tell you this. Probably, I don't know if you've heard it before, but I've come close to a number of artists, and I interview them and I have conversation with them backstage, and they will tell me that whenever you're going for a J Foley interview, you need to prepare. Like, I get that a lot. And so I took that motivation that no, I need to also do my research and make sure that anytime an artist is coming, I'm going to interview an artist, yo, Kobby, you have to prepare. And I've got that feedback like, J, solid questions, solid interview.
One person who made me learn how to interview was Jeremy.
Wow.
Yeah, I give her all the credits. I took a lot of.
So you were also learning alongside even when you were moving with her?
She was on radio.
Okay.
Before I started doing First Sight TV. So I just jumped from a guy in the studio playing beats onto TV. So I didn't have TV knowledge. But Jeremy had radio knowledge. So she had a certain way of engaging conversations. So with time, because we were so close, with time, I picked up that vibe from her. Yeah, so she did, I know this will sell out, but she motivated me.
And I mean, you've also motivated me. Your line of questions and yes, your line of questions and all those days, artists would say they love going for interview. But these days, I don't know if you've heard the conversation.
And they're afraid.
Yeah, they're afraid. And now if they go one-way questions and the engagement from presenters, they want to get some negative vibe from them. And you are always looking at the positive side. I mean, the improvement of your career.
Look, when Kerry Hilson came to Ghana, we're on YFM, she had an interview with Jeremy. After Kerry Hilson said that she didn't want to have an interview with anybody else. It's done. Yeah, we confess, we chat. That is the skill of having interviews. Have a chat with the person, get the person to be comfortable. When the person is comfortable, the person will open up.
Great.
But when there's fear because of controversy, people limit their engagements,
So our media space, Jay, be honest with yourself and the industry. Do you think that what statement, what word should I use? That element of trying to get the best out of, in our media space, do you think that we are losing that? Because those days it was really beautiful. You listen to interviews and even if you're not in the studio, you will enjoy it. But these days you are home listening to an interview and you, the listener, you are pissed.
Well, it's sensitive, it's dicey. There are people who have great conversations.
True.
There are presenters who have great conversations. It is still there. Let's state it, it is still there. There are people who talk with you and then you enjoy. You walk away and go like, man, I love this. However, there are others too who, because there is no training to the job, and right now anybody can, you can just, because you have your social media space, you can do what you want to do. It becomes a problem that because there's no training to the job, so some people misfire. And unfortunately, the misfire is loud. So the misfire gets attention. So it is seen that unfortunately current day in Ghana, maybe you cannot get a lot of people giving you solid interviews, but they are there. They are there. But that digital conversation is also about how we want to, the kind of information we are sharing out there. Look, if you watch the biggest digital media platforms in Ghana that are promoting, that are showing interviews, 90% of them probably, if I'm right in my analysis, are pushing negative news.
Why?
Because it sells. And because they are so business driven, they want to get the views on YouTube, they want to get the money, they want to get the payments. So it's negative news. So you hardly see a big platform, data media platform with about maybe 3.1 million followers on Facebook posting maybe the success story of this young female artist who sings alternate music. You hardly find it because you get only 38 views or you get only 50 likes. But post there that person has gone to, you know the story already. It's just the negative.
You see, but I have, because I see them. And a lot of times people want to say, oh, Charlie, why don't you say a comedy? And I'm still standing on my feet saying that positive also sells. Now, Jay, let's have this conversation. People turn out to blame the consumers, the viewers that, oh, they are but I come from a different narrative that we give them, we feed them. And so we must also be careful because if you go on Jay Foley's page and he's talking about Yaya, Senaso, and you can't remember talking about Walasi and all those great people, you have no choice than to listen.
Yeah.
You understand? So let's be, if you can't stop it, let's have the balance.
Yeah.
So that when you are pushing this, of course, you can also have that same energy to push the positive side.
It has to be. Okay. So I was talking to me a couple of minutes ago and I said that, look, what is the reason why a Ghanaian would want to open a social media account, a young person? maybe between the ages of 15 and 35. A lot of them are opening social media accounts to find out the latest gossip. But if the reason was that I'm opening the account because I want to sell my craft, I want people to see positivity, it would change the narrative. We've completely misunderstood the reason what social media is supposed to do. Some people have actually confused it, and that's where we are. So we are constantly searching for negatives. It's like it's become, if we don't stop this black hole, it is going to widen so bad because this Grammy issue, for example. Like I'm saying to myself, so if I'm a Tanzanian and I want to find out what Ghana is saying about the Grammys, and I go and I type Ghana conversations on Grammys, you know I'm going to see videos of people insulting artists, videos of messages of people insulting Ghanaian musicians and how bad they've worked. Like that's all that's going to pop up on the search engine. Will just pop up all these negative news. So I'll sit in Tanzania and assuming that I'm the marketing manager for a big brand that is supposed to look out to invest in music in Ghana, and I'm getting these negative conversations. We are done. It has to be a conscious, deliberate effort. And remember, not to say that people in other countries don't critique their people. They do. But we have to realize that where ours is going is bad. The culture of social media right now in Ghana is scary. You're afraid to post things because people will come at you. You're afraid to share your opinion because they'll come and insult you. You're afraid to be yourself. You're always trying to create a wrong impression. Even an artist will be afraid to put a certain song out because he's afraid that if he puts good songs out right now, nobody will mind him. So we've actually scared people. Like, we have to stop this thing. If we don't stop it, we are going to end up in the next 5 years to come. We will not like it.
Wow. Now you mentioned Grammys.
Yeah.
The conversation is on. Yeah. You grew up with the likes of Hammers and you listen to sound and you know how quality sound is. Those days you still play a hammer beat and it still sounds timeless. Mm-hmm. What is our direction? First of all, speak around sound and how our artists can also, grow with sound.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I wouldn't say I'm a professional sound engineer. I've learned on time, so experience. And I know how people like Hubert, who would mix Hammer songs, or even Hammer himself, would take time to select a kick. Would take his time till he gets the kick he wants. Would tweak, work on the kick till it is a kick, till it gets, because he understands what sound can do to you. But there's so many softwares now. It's fine. And a lot of these engineers or producers, they're doing fantastic with the likes of MOG and co. Like, yo, Kill Beats. I was at Kill Beats in Kenya. Yo, that boy is dangerous, crazy. But I wish there were more Kill Beats out there who were willing to learn, because the thing is that the final mix of the music would determine a lot how much the listener is even going to enjoy it or not. If it's a bad mix, if it's a bad mix, your song won't get anywhere. Trust me. You can say that, look, after I'm listening on my phone, but why is it that you will listen to some of these foreign songs, no matter how loud you open your phone, it doesn't blast. No matter how loud you tune in your car, it doesn't distort. But how do we correct these things? It's the little master classes that I've seen in Posse G engage in, Mix Master Gazi engage. We need to support each other on these things. Recently I heard the government had spoken of establishing a studio and all. People were bashing it and all. It's fine. Maybe we don't need a studio now. Maybe in your capacity as an individual right now, you don't think a studio is important. But if there's a place where you're guaranteed that when you finish, there is the right equipment to mix your song and give you that international feel to it, trust me. Because on some of the platforms, you're going to upload, get your songs there. These things count. These things count. And we cannot shy away from it.
Now, what's your take on the Grammys? The whole conversation. Quickly, briefly.
Grammy. We'll get there. I've seen the BET thing. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
It's
just a matter of time.
It's networking.
Plugs.
It's who you know. Who knows you. Didn't touch Burna Boy's and Bad Boy. Made it happen. Yeah. So we'll get there. So
let's talk about lead. What is lead? The first time I saw it, social media. Because it be a league. Because I've seen you post and all that, the voiceovers and all that.
I use that platform to talk about. It's a short audio series. It's an audio series, that speaks to a girl who was raped on campus by 4 guys, and she speaks her story on the things that happened. So it addresses, women abuse, gender abuse, and all those things like that, and it's doing very well. Surprisingly, if I tell the number of women that have opened up to me on rape cases that they've gone through, it's terrible.
So what's the future for Leak? Is it going to be like, are we going to wake up to see it in a visual form, like a video?
Conversations are on there. I'm talking to a few directors for us to see what we can do. So if it comes there, it comes there. But
Good.
It's good.
Now let me ask you this very question. You watched recently this movie, the one that David was featured on. Is it Back America?
Yeah, Coming to America.
Coming to America. Now you notice that they were using a lot of African elements, costumes and all that. Are they not changing the narrative of Africa?
Yeah, we've allowed them. We have work to do. We have allowed them.
Why?
Look, when would Africa realize that without us they don't exist? It is that day when we realize this, when things will change. When we realize it, like there's something I want to say, but I think I should tell you off camera. I can. But when Africa realized that without us on the continent, the world is not complete.
True.
That's when we realize that we are a force. Right now, if you listen to Timberland beats, you're hearing African elements in there because you've exhausted everything out there. Now they need us. We have everything. We have to start owning our space and deciding how anybody touches what we have. Or else, if we allow the Europeans to take over, they will dictate for us. Right now, coming to America, look, the old one. You saw how, yes, they projected Africa, the kings, the queens, and I keep saying to myself that, look, why do we even, a little bit off clothing, why do we have presidents in Africa? We don't know presidents, we know kings, and this is where we came from. True. We didn't come from presidents. I don't think any those days of what do you call it? I've forgotten the name. My history is terrible. No. I'm talking Ghana, the Ghana Empire. No, way before then. I'm talking like way before then. When the Mali Empire and all those things, when we learned all those things. There were no presidents there. We have a certain culture that we need to protect as Africans. Gradually it's getting there, and I'm happy gradually, but also you realize that now they are fighting us by trying to take over these things. Costuming, beautiful, but if you ask me, they're doing well with it. They're doing very well with it.
Nice.
But we just might lose it. We just might lose it.
Last question, and I want to touch on brand position.
Okay.
I love I don't know if I'm permitted to say it from a male point of view. Your brand is sweet. Your brand is succulent. With your pictures, you know when to post one, the picture to post, the caption to.
Okay, I love literature. So caption-wise, I love literature. So I like to write.
These days people talk about brand, and a lot of people are missing the point. Even how they manage themselves on social media branding. Briefly, how do one position himself online or as a public figure or whatever circle you're coming from?
There's a question I ask. Is who you are on social media who you are in real life? If yes, then whatever you are doing is fine. If no, then you want to put a certain image of you. So just as how you display things you like and things you don't like in real life, and you want that to also happen to you and people know you as that. So for me, Jay, anything that you are seeing on Jay on social media now is who Jay is now. One, I have OCD. Talking about debt, I like neat things.
Yes.
That's one.
From head to toe, they be neat.
So that is me. That is me.
That's true.
Two, I would, if it would take me 10 hours to make sure what I'm going to do is okay, I would wait and do it. So I have patience. So I would only post when I feel, look, I take photos every day. As I'm talking to you, I have probably about 40 to 50 pictures every day of what I'm wearing. But I would only post 1 or 2. And because I have to make sure that it is nice. If it is not nice, it will not go. It has to be. This I learned it from Hammer. I learned it from Ignis. I learned it from one of my bosses called Lexis of Soundcheck. They take their time So branding now, I'm 37. I'm no more a kid. I've got two daughters. What do I want them to go and see on my page? I don't want them to go there and see me fighting over some unnecessary issue. No.
Going live on Facebook fighting and
I don't want my child
attacking.
to go to school and they say your daddy is in Ghana and he's talking trash. No, I can't do that. I want them to go there and learn from their father. So I'm leaving certain footprints on there. So I want to make sure that if you come to Jay's page, it's a respectable page. It's you be careful what you want to say on the page because the image I'm leaving there is one that I want to leave a certain level of respect. So I don't mess it up. It's a perception, and that is who Jay is in real life. So people will comment. If I can, I'll react. I'll respond to it. If I can't, fine. So I try and leave that. That's respect.
Wow,
thing.
very insightful conversation.
I should interview you,
Yes. Great. Now, lastly, your top 5 TV personalities.
Wow. Top 5.
After we come to radio.
In Ghana.
In Ghana, top 5 TV
television personalities. I don't want to categorize Jeremy because Jeremy is taking a back stance on television, but she would have been my first in there. I admire Bella Mundi a lot.
Okay.
She's come real far. I love the growth of Giovanni. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so proud of him. I have 2 more left.
Yes.
Television. Wow. TV. Oh, my TV friends, where are they? Fireman.
Countryman.
Countryman, yeah. Countryman. I like that guy so much. He's himself. And who the last person be? Please, if I left your name out, please. The last one goes to all of them.
And radio.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. Radio, I like Francis Aban.
Okay.
Yeah, on Star FM. Yeah, I like Francis Aban. Radio, I like this guy is off radio now. He's more on television. Daniel Dazi as well. I like City FM's Bernard Ablen.
Crazy guy.
Great guy. Umaru Sanda is somebody else with
it. Highly people.
A radio. I'll give the last one to Antoine Mensah. Yeah.
Look,
there are a lot of people, but I mean, comes to mind. Yeah, Antoine Mensah is a great guy.
Now, what's it?
But China Basa, we can't be streaming.
I didn't tell you. So that's a guy that
I'm yeah, I mean, it's not. How can I say it right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not.
Kolebu. Mixture.
Me, I mean, me, Fantinia. I say, can make me kind be. It's not Kolebu. Crying phone.
Do it and cry.
Dabby.
What?
But
what do you mean?
Me try and say, make a tree.
Okay,
Switch, you understand?
your top 5 Ghanaian artists.
Wow. Let's start off with the alternate ones.
Oh, come on, with you. 5.
Yeah, top 5. Remember, wait, let me take your time really well. Irene Logan. I like Irene Logan a lot. I like the way she sings. Even though she hasn't got those songs out there. The old ones kill me. I like Adoma. Adoma sings. I love her music. The other music, the other side of her. I like Samini. Yeah, I consider Samini. I like Gidochi.
He's out with a new EP. Fantastic EP.
Yeah, I like Gidochi. I like Gidochi. Dope artist. Charlie. Top 5 there, do you?
It's the last one. Come on, winner.
I like Edem. I like Drake.
Great. So now you are permanently with Joy or like Multimedia.
Okay, so I work with AE Media. AE Media is company. It's a content provider that works in conjunction with multimedia. So I work through AE Media on Joy Prime. So they manage the morning show on Joy Prime, and then I also work on my own conversations with Hits FM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You are catching a legend. That's one beautiful thing I also like about this gentleman. He's been able to stay out of controversy. Son of kind, or you clean. If you go J Foley, who said no. Clean. Impossible when the information or you manage them. Yeah, but how you go manage them? No. That be the thing. My name is Kobby. I want to say a big thank you to my creative guys, Abe Kumios and Joseph Amino for coming here today, and also to the big boss Jay Foley for giving me this opportunity to have this conversation. You guys go check it out. Yeah, the Toha Amunshe. This is very insightful. Take your time, relax, get some popcorn and chill and watch this movie. God bless you, and make sure as always you polish till you shine. God bless you.